Hi friends, so we are starting with the Windows installation. This is our first video which we are starting. So this would be having a basic Windows installation. Many of you know how to install Windows. However, this would be a fresh start to start Windows who are not aware of installing of Windows. So let's get started. So I have VirtualBox which I have installed on my machine, and on that I have mounted the Windows 10 ISO. So I'm booting it to the ISO right now. So it just booted, so the screen just got loaded with the language, time and currency format, and also the keyboard layout. You can select whichever keyboard you're comfortable to use, because this video explains Windows installation with all languages and also different types of keyboard layouts, whichever you are using it. So I'm going to click on next. So here I have English and United States, and I'm following the standard one because my keyboard layout is a US keyboard. So I'm clicking on next, and here if you're doing any repair for the machine, you can click on repair your computer, or else if it is a fresh installation you can go ahead and click on install now. So we'll click on install now in this case because we are doing a fresh installation. See, this setup is starting, so we need to wait for a couple of minutes to get this to the next screen. It might be slow in my case because I'm using VirtualBox. It may be faster in most of the machines. So it asks me for the key because it's a training video. I don't have a product key, so I'll click on I don't have a product key, so that the installation goes to the next step. So here I have the standard or the starter edition of Windows 10, and the next version of starter edition, and home edition, home edition plus, and home with single language, education next level, and I have Windows Pro and Windows Pro N. So I'm going to install the Windows Pro version so that it has all the features in it, and we'll get started with the Pro initially. I'm clicking on next. So this is the license agreement with Microsoft. If you wish, you can read through it because I'm aware of what it states. So I'm going to accept the license terms and click on next. So here I have the upgrade install and custom install. So if you are upgrading from Windows older version to the newer version, you can click on upgrade Windows. So this is a fresh installation which I'm trying to explain you guys. So I'm using the custom install only. So see, I have the partitions already created because I have already tested on my machine. So I'm going to delete them so that I can explain the initial process as well. So here I have the drive 0 unallocated space with 50 GB. So I'm going to click new. So I'm going to use the existing complete space for this training video. You can split the space according to your needs, so that you have two drives, one for the backup and one for the OS. So I'm going to click on apply, So it prompts that it creates additional partition for the system files, which would be 100 MB 100 MB partition. So I'm clicking on OK. Yeah, so this is not the 100 MB what I have said. It's around 532 MB of drive it created. So it stores the important files on the system reserved storage. So I'm selecting the partition 2 because that is a primary partition what I have with more space. So I'm clicking on next. This will get started with the installation now. See, so it starts with the copying of Windows files, which is faster, and getting files ready, this might take longer. So I don't want to run this video for so long for the complete installation. So I'll pause this video and then we'll come back once uh, it is at the screen of finishing up. So I'm back. So the installation is almost ready to complete. So it took around 20 minutes now that I've been waiting to get it completed so that I can resume the video. So I'm still waiting to complete the installing updates. So it's done now. So we're waiting to wrap up things so that it finishes up and reboots the machine. I don't think it'll take that long as earlier. So yeah, so it's restarting now. So we'll go ahead and click on restart now. So it's booting up. We're about to see the initial screen. So it's still loading. Yep. So you can see the status below. Yep. It says getting ready. So let's wait. So here I have the loading screen. So it's still loading. The setup is about to complete. So everything is done with the devices and other drivers which it needs to be installed. So the Windows has just completed everything. So it's going to ask the next set of options where we need to select, and then you're done. So yeah, here I have the Cortana. So you can disable it and continue, because I don't want to do that now right now. So We'll wait for it to load. Yeah, see, you have the countries to select in. So basically, we are based in India, so we would select India. And even my keyboard layout is US, pretty much the same that we use in India as well. So I'm selecting the country. So now it prompts the keyboard layout. So I'll select the default one because I have the same one. So the beauty of Windows 10 is you can directly add the keyboard layout in the initial screen. If you're comfortable using multiple keyboard layouts, yeah, you can add it here right away, or else you can skip it and add it later when you need it. So I'm going to skip this. So now it's checking for any updates that are pending for this machine. Then it installs if at all something is required in terms of updates, or else it will proceed with the next set of options to select. It's almost done, so we are still waiting for the next screen to come up. Here you go, we have the options to select now. So I'm going to set up for personal use for now. So if you select set up for an organization, then you have other options to select wherein you need to add the machine to the domain, and then the policies gets configured and remaining rest all. So I'm going to use setup for personal use because this is a training video. It's just configuring the machine accordingly. So here I have the sign in with Microsoft. So if you have an account, you can sign in with that, so that everything on the account perspective will be online, or you can create an account. So I don't want to do that right now, so I use offline account so that it creates a local account. So it's asking for the name. Let's use the company name here. Cubitor. My bad. Finally I could type it without an error. It's asking for a password, so random one. Again. Hint. I'll put something. It's up to you to give the hint or not, but it's mandatory that it prompts for it and you need to give it. Without that it will not go to the next screen. So let's test that. See, it's mandatory, so I'll put something here so that I can go to the next screen. So it's setting up the things now. So I have Cortana screen, so I don't want to enable this. If you want, you can enable so that you can talk to Cortana and get things done. It can search, it can give you the details, and it can personalize accordingly what you want to open, like opening an app or setting calendar or sending an email or history of text messages or anything. So I'm clicking on no because I don't need it. So here I have the location, diagnostics, relevant ads, speech recognition, and tailored experience. So I'm gonna turn off everything because this is a training machine. I don't want to get things updated to Microsoft on these things, which is not required for a training video. So I'm gonna accept it by turning off. If you want, you can turn on the location, you can put the diagnostics so that Microsoft can evaluate everything and um, help you when you have some issues with your machine or the operating system. So I'm gonna accept it by turning off everything. This time it again asked me to select the country, so I'm selecting back again as India. Usually it doesn't ask for the second time, maybe because I have disabled everything, so it has asked. I'm just expecting. I'm not sure about it. So let's see how it flows in. So it's finishing up by setting up the services. This would be the last step to do. So now it's getting ready. So it's setting up all the profile settings and loading up things for me. So let's see. So it says don't turn off your PC. So please don't turn off your machine when this is coming up, because some people don't have the patience, so they don't wait. They just restart the machine and wait for it to load. So there are chances that the profile might get corrupted during this process, so you need to wait until the next screen comes up. Have some patience while doing the setup, because the installations usually take longer. That is normal for Windows. So it says let's start. I hope. Yeah, finally we have the desktop. So it's a network. You can put yes or no according to your preference. So yeah, because this is a virtual machine, as I said, so it's gonna take me a bit longer than the usual machines, the physical machines what I'm talking about. Let's see. Sorry, I clicked twice. Let me close the other window. So we'll go to the properties of this PC to see what we have installed. I still have my ISO file mounted on the drive, so let me minimize this. See, I have the 64-bit operating system which I have installed, which is Windows 10 Pro, and as I said, it requires activation because I did not enter the key. You need to activate the Windows. If you have the key, you can type in the initial screen during the setup and get it done. So hope you guys have liked this video, and it hope everyone enjoys it while viewing it. And people who don't know the Windows installation, really I think and I hope that people will get some knowledge with this. Continue watching to our videos, that so that it can improve your technical skills. And let's catch up in the next video. And this is Kumar signing off, Cubitor IT Solutions. Thank you. Bye.